your cutting board or something like that. Woo! And there it goes crazy. This is something super fun and super good for kids to do. So now I'm going to come back around, and now you can really smell the lemongrass. Check that out. And for our audience today, you're smelling the lemongrass today.
Yeah,
so
lovely,
smell-o-vision, right? So that's what we used to say is smell-o-vision. Now you can really smell the lemongrass. So I'm going to come through my audience today, this active day, to be with you guys, so you can really smell the lemongrass. So that makes a huge difference.
Here at the Main
and part
Street
of cooking and cooking technique and becoming a chef is knowing all these little things to do with the ingredients. You know, it's not necessarily knife technique or skills or creativity, but just the experience of cooking. We learn all of these techniques on how to prepare the delicious food that we cook in the restaurant. So I'm gonna start cutting up this lemongrass. If you buy lemongrass in the farmer's market, it will get like woody and dry as time goes on and less tender, a little bit harder to work with. If you find that you can't use up your lemongrass before it gets hard, what you're going to do is you're gonna chop it up with oil, maybe a pinch of salt in a blender or food processor, and then you can freeze that away like you're making your own lemongrass paste.
Hey guys,
so in this diet, it's going to be lemongrass.
Farmer's Market, which is
I'm going to do some curry powder, so you can find curry powder nearly in any local grocery store. So like a Ralph's definitely has it, Vaughn's definitely has it, you know, places like that. So there's some curry powder. I'm going to do some fresh onion. So I have some fresh diced onion here, and I'm going to show you how to dice some onions a little bit later. And then all the recipes are going to be on the recipe sheets that you can find right up here. I'm going to use, that was some white or yellow onion, but I'm going to use some green onion as well. So some spring, the tops of the green onion, and some cilantro. Already chopped in there. We're also going to get some, I'm going to put these guys down. I'm also going to get some garlic in there. I'm an onions and garlic person myself. If you don't now, in this particular curry sauce, if you're not an onions and garlic person, don't worry. All the other flavors in the recipe really tone it down. But in the saute, you can leave it out if you like. So there's some onions, there's some garlic. Let me check my recipe sheet to make sure I've got it all in here. So, I need some coconut milk. So here's some coconut milk coming your way. And this is full-fledged coconut milk, which is very creamy. There's some coconut water in it. So this is a completely vegan and dairy-free coconut curry, which is really wonderful. If you have any vegan or vegetarian friends, you can make this delicious dish for them instead of relegating them to a lifetime of only eating side dishes for their meal. A little bit of lime juice, a little bit of vegetable oil, get things moving along, a pinch of salt, a pinch of pepper. So in here, just to review, coconut milk, curry powder, garlic, onions, salt, pepper, some lemongrass, vegetable oil, rice vinegar. Yes, I threw in some rice vinegar. Aha. Green onions, cilantro, vegetable oil. The recipe also calls for some ginger. I don't have fresh ginger with me today, so I'm going to use some ground ginger. No problem whatsoever. And then we're going to process this right over here in our handy dandy food processor. There we go. I'm going to get the lid on for protection here. My food processor is a little bit broken, so we've got to MacGyver this with my knife. 20 seconds is all you need. And we've got curry sauce. So, and if you can't see what I'm doing right here on my board, you can always look up into my demonstration mirror, and now you have an absolutely beautiful curry sauce. You can save this curry sauce in the refrigerator for weeks, and you can use this as a marinade, you can use it as a dressing, you can use it to make curries, completely up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and go on and make our actual curry vegetables. So here's an onion. I'm going to show you guys how to chop an onion without crying. How about that? How many of you guys chop onions at home and just cry, these tears all the way down your face? So I always see a hand every demonstration. So we have the root end of the onion here, and then we have the stem end of the onion as well. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut off the stem end. You don't need to peel the onion first. Leave on the root end during this entire process. you're going to cut the onion through the root end. The root end stays on. Now, next, you're going to peel. Now we finally get to peel the onion. For speed, I'm just going to take off this whole first layer. And the onion has all of these natural stripes on it. You're going to take your very sharp knife and you're going to cut along the stripes of the onion all the way to the root end, but not through the root end. The root end is going to hold everything all together. There. So, root end holding everything all together. You notice I cut it this way. Now, one good cross cut downwards, there's your perfectly chopped onion. Because the onion already grows in layers, you don't need to cut it again. It's basically 2 cuts per, and you see our perfectly sized chopped onion. There you go. So, I know the reason why you're crying tears of onion joy all over your cutting board is because you're cutting your onion like this, all over your board. And as you bruise the onion, the cell walls break and it releases sulfur. So onion has a lot of natural sulfur in the onion itself. It releases sulfur into the air, and that makes you cry. I'm going to move my rice down below, and we're going to revisit Mr. Rice a little bit later on. That's how you know I have children. Everything is Mr. something and Miss something else. Okay, hot stove goes on, a little bit of vegetable oil into my pan, and in go the onions. Now, another couple tricks for cutting onions without crying. You can refrigerate your onions. Cold onions release their sulfur less quickly. That will help prevent you from crying as well. You can also cut your onions next to a bowl of water or a sink full of water. We used to say running water, but since there's a drought in California, we don't want any water running nowadays. The reason why that works is because the water and the sulfur in the air are attracted to one another to make sulfuric acid, chemistry, and helps to draw the sulfur away from your eyes. So I've got my onions in here, I've got garlic in here, I've got the vegetable oil in here, and then that's all going to come to a nice saute. I've got my flame going. I'm going to make this a cauliflower curry today. However, this recipe is really fantastic for using any tired vegetables that you may have laying around the house. I know you guys come to the farmer's market, you get totally excited about your farmer's market vegetables, and you buy an armful. And then sometimes life gets a little busy, and those vegetables don't get cooked throughout the week. So doing a curry like this is an absolutely fantastic way to use up all those vegetables. So in my pan, a little bit of vegetable oil, onions, garlic, in goes my cauliflower, and today I'm going to do some diced carrots as well. So back at the home kitchen, we produce this out of Vocacious Catering. We are located on Lincoln Boulevard. So that's some diced farmer's market carrot. But lest I not show you my cooking technique, here, let's dice some carrots too, to throw some carrots in there. This one I do like this. The gloves are too big for me. And then I always end up cutting the tip of that glove. All right, so there's some fresh diced carrot. You're going to cook the carrots and the cauliflower till they get nice and soft. Now, you don't need to stir this very often at all. What you want is, with proper contact between the carrot and the cauliflower, the natural sugars in the vegetable will caramelize and get that beautiful browned look like all over it. You just want to stir or toss the vegetables and